I got... Where'd I put them? Oh, they're down here. I thought they just disappeared. The two things I've got are... tell you what. I'll show them off one at a time. I don't have the boxes for these anymore. I just have the actual little product. So, you have to bear with me. There's going to be a markedly less amount of box in this week's GatorUNbox. But what I have here is a pen. It's a pen that's shaped like a Connect 4 board. And if I twist the end of it, you know, it's got... Well, it had... No, there it is. I was going to say, it either has or had a pen tip in there. Whoop. Can I get one focus shot of the tip of this pen? Thank you very much. We're off to a great start this week. It works like a friggin' pen did, or it used to, because this is actually something that... 2003 was 16 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... So this pen is old enough to drive. So yeah, the ink is all dried up. It's not going to write anymore. Naturally... you know, it doesn't write, so why the fuck do I have it? Well, you may have noticed that the the part of this pen that constitutes the actual pen part is not a whole lot. I've never actually taken this apart because I feel like I might fuck it up if I could. But I'd imagine that the ink cartridge inside this pen is very small because the fact that it's a pen is more of a gimmick because I'm going to set this down real quick. This part that looks like the Connect 4 board pops out and stands up, and if I show it very carefully, hidden underneath the Connect 4 board are about 3 dozen actual Connect 4 game pieces. So it's not so much that you're supposed to write with this, it's the fact that it is literally... It's not even Travel Connect 4, because I've seen those before. Those things are small. They're about the size of a Game Boy, old school Game Boy. This is Travel Connect 4. I got this back in like 2000. These were manufactured in 2003 by a company called like Basic Fun or something weird like that. I tried looking them up, because you can find them complete and package on eBay for like $25, so... You know, I guess they became kind of rare. And for what they are, they're pretty interesting collectibles. But yeah, they have a bunch of tiny game pieces. I picked them up on clearance from like would have been like a KB Toys or something, I guess. Because they were going out of business around that time. And I picked this up thinking that I was going to write an article about it for a comedy, you know, variety website I used to write for when I was in high school, and I didn't. And then I went back and forth from like 4 other writing gigs, and I kept these in my desk saying, I'll write about this someday, and I never did. So guess what? Guess what, you guys? 15 to 16 years after I first bought this fucking pen, we're going to talk about it on Gatorbox in 2019. You know, it's got Connect 4 pieces, it's got black, it's got red, and I've got FPS Reflex here. So I figured we could play around at Connect 4 to demonstrate the pen. But that's not all. I think I may have kind of flashed my hand because I mentioned, you know, I mentioned pens plural. This is cool. That's fine. I mean, to manufacture a tiny Connect 4, okay, whatever, right? You got a little tiny board. You got a bunch of black chips. You got a bunch of red chips. Okay, that's pretty basic. Now, let me blow y'all's mind, because the second pen that I have blew the fuck out of my mind the first time I saw it. Still a pen. It's not going to write. It's equally as old as the Connect 4 pen, so it's all dried up. I'm not even going to bother. But this one, you might be thinking, what other board games besides Connect 4 would work well as a pen? Trouble, maybe?
Battleship.
maybe like a Battleship game with like 2 boats.
Yeah.
But that's actually, it's good that you brought that up, because if you look at this is the actual dimensions of a real Connect 4 board. They shrunk it down and kept all of the pieces. So, what's the least applicable game you could think of to make a tiny pen out of? Even though you can see the one I'm holding right now, you can try. I mean, just like kind of brainstorm it. Chat's saying like Monopoly. I would say Monopoly is
Monopoly.
Yeah. You would never be able to make one of those.
What about like a game of like Memory or something with all the cards?
Memory would be yeah. The more pieces, the more unique pieces it has. That's those won't work. So imagine my surprise when I don't have a Battleship pen, Buster Keaton rules. I have a fucking Scrabble pen. Maybe saying, Draco, don't tell me there's a whole... That ain't a whole copy of Scrabble. I'd say, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Look at that. Hang on, look at that. That's a whole ass Scrabble board. There's even a thing on the side right here that you notice there's these two little slots cut and there's like a switch. When you do this little tooth comes out, and that kind of confused me when I was younger. But then I realized if you open the board and then slide that thing, it holds the board open. So you have a little. It doesn't quite work because you can still see that there's a little booty crack right there, but it certainly works better than it does without it. So real quick, you might be saying, okay, Draco, I still don't believe you. It's just for show. It's just for people that never get laid to say, oh, haha, Scrabble. Prove it. All right, well, I'll prove it. Inside, yeah, it opens up multiple times. Inside the back half of this, we have a bunch of little... There's also, oh man, that's just a piece of chaff or something. We got a bunch of little tiny tile racks that you put your letters on, right? And guess what? It comes with 4 of them, just like a real Scrabble set. In case you still somehow thought I was messing with you. It also comes because this is supposed to be printed on the game board, but there's not enough room after shrinking it down. So you get one of the most important things, the reference page for how many letters are in a given thing of Scrabble, which this matches up. So then you might be saying, okay, Draco, I think I see where this is going. If I open up the other half of this, inside, in its own little opaque bag, just like a real-ass Scrabble game, is a bunch of tiny fucking magnetic Scrabble tiles. It is a complete set. I actually verified that when I bought this. This blew my goddamn mind when I saw it.
Oh my god.
The Scrabble pen? This was the same price as the Connect 4 pen. Like, regular price. Even though I got them both on clearance because the place was closing. It's a complete Scrabble set that fits in the palm of your hand, literally. Oh, I'm dropping some. Oh, man. Oh. This is what I was afraid of. I mean, these are so tiny, they can get stuck in, like, the decorative grooves cut in my table. And I've never actually played a full game of Scrabble on this. I can't even imagine, like, who the hell would try.
You need a magnifying glass.
Yeah,
did it come with one of those?
It's printed.
Did it come with one of those?
So tiny. It did not come with the magnifying glass, unfortunately. But I figure, since we got 2 people here, figure we could play, a round of Connect 4 and show it off. And play a little bit, not a full game of Scrabble, right? Because that takes forever, and I play for keeps. So we'll play a couple rounds of Scrabble just to kind of demonstrate it and just have some fun with it. To help it be more visible to the camera, I went and got this thing that you're supposed to use to cover up an Atari 2600 with to keep the dust off. So the best I could find was a 40-year-old piece of plastic from a Sears Telegames console center. So there we go. But if I put it right there, then you can see it a lot easier. I figure I'll be black, you can be red, because that's kind of closer to your side. Demonic Void actually asks, he asks real quick, how exactly does Scrabble end? Scrabble ends when neither player is able or willing to make any additional moves. You've been keeping score every turn, and then the tiles you have on your rack, if any, you subtract their face value from your total score, and then the final scores are tallied up. You basically just keep playing and keep drawing more tiles until no more moves can be played. Would you like to... I tell you what, hang on. Instead of just asking if FPS Reflex would like to go first...
You got a tiny coin to flip?
I don't... I mean, I do have a penny, but you guys know what we do here. We bust out the Pepsi Wizard. So do you want heads or tails? Heads being the Pepsi Wizard. Okay, here it is. That's tails. The Pepsi Wizard has spoken. The Pepsi Wizard has spoken. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna play down the center row. You can kind of see it, surprisingly. No, I'll try to hold it steady too, so it doesn't move around. Don't lose my pieces. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh shit.
Oh no.
Are you cheating?
Oh no.
Are you cheating? It's stuck right there. Okay, hang on. Oh shit. No, wait, no. That little piece of metal that came out from the Scrabble set, I can push it down with that.
See, they intended you to buy both of them. You gotta buy the Scrabble to be able to play Connect 4.
That's that damn 2003 DLC.
I almost put it right there.
That would have been a very brief Connect 4 game. Would have been like playing against some kid in Club Penguin. Alright. So, naturally, I'm gonna put my next one right there.
I already see what you're doing.
Do you?
Now you're gonna try to build up.
These are so hard to get out from the tray down here.
We should have had them.
They should have poured them out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Drop that down there. It's actually... this adds a new level of challenge to Connect 4. It's Connect Squint 4. Alright, let's see. I'm going to drop a piece right on top of where you did. It's entirely possible that we're going to end in a draw, and this is going to be the most tedious Connect 4 draw in human history.
I can't take it back out. It's too late. I don't know why I'm
Sorry,
holding
you already committed to it. You
Yeah.
committed to it.
I don't know why I'm holding it in.
You gotta think. You gotta think many steps ahead of your opponent, and you also have to
Be able to get the pieces out.
Yeah, that's also an important aspect to Connect 4 that a lot of people don't know about. Where'd you just go? You went over on this side. I think. Shoot. Hang on.
I was just gonna try to get some of my pieces out. I only have like 6 left. I think.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. You know I have to do it to him. I'm gonna. Oh, shit. Hang on. I gotta get the poker out.
You just lost.
Wait, did I lose?
Yeet.
Wait, what? Oh, you went. Shit, you did go over there. I was about to place it right there. I looked right at it. That's what I get for hosting a damn stream. Okay, in case well, in case y'all missed it, or it's hard to see. Hang on, let me tilt it up a little bit. He got a diagonal right here, right?
Yeah.
Right where that little piece of metal is. That's where he won from. I should have paid more attention. I was doing the damn Twitch thing.
You looked over.
I looked over.
I'm gonna go right now. Hurry this up.
You got me. Let me put these pieces in there. Now you might be wondering, Draco, that's fine and dandy and all. How do you get the pieces out? Well, it's just like a real Connect 4 board. You're supposed to open the bottom of it. So when you... This is going to be a disaster. It has the potential to be a disaster. You pop the board up. Oh, man. And then you tilt it, and they all slide out. Now, they are all mixed up, and I will sort them at a later date. They all just kind of fall out into one thing. But that's the little demonstration of the Connect 4 pen. I've never written a single word with these. I've only used them as the games. So I figure we'll go through the motions. We'll set up the Scrabble one real quick. I'm not gonna use these things. You know, we're not gonna go that far into it.
I suck at Scrabble.
That's all right. We'll only play a couple rounds. I mean, it is unfair that you have Reflex, who drives monster trucks for a living, paired up, matched off against me, who writes comedy for a living, writes humor for a living. One of us has a field of employment that's a little bit more applicable to, playing Scrabble. Don't lose it. Draw one tile out of the little fucking cocaine bag. Don't do it. Don't even joke. Now the way it works in going Scrabble, actually, do you want to? Let's just go closer. Let's get whoever gets the highest letter, closest to Z. So out of the bag, I drew an I. I don't know if you can see that, but did you also draw an I?
Yeah, I drew an I too.
Okay, well because drawing these out of the bag was a huge ordeal, let's consult the Pepsi Wizard again. Yeah, there's nothing in the carpet down here. This is a complete Scrabble set. I would imagine this one would probably be the most valuable one because it's the easiest one to lose the pieces from. So the way Scrabble works is you draw 7 tiles. So since I get to go first, I'm going to draw 7, and I'm going to be very careful about that. I got a few of them in my hand right here. I'm trying to see what words I can spell. I really can't spell anything like, you know, significant because most of the things I have are vowels. I got an R. I got a. Oh my god. I got an I. And I got an O. So that's Rio. Her name is Rio, and she dances in the sand. So that's 3 points, and the first move is always scored as a double word score, so that's 6 points for me.
Doing I.
So whenever you play on Scrabble and you score points on the special tiles, you only count it once when a new tile is played on it. But the letter scores, you do get it. Like, he's going to get points for that R, but he's not going to get the double word. So that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm going to do an A. I'm going to do a D.
Are you trying to spell raid?
Yep.
You got the A and the I backwards.
I thought so. I thought I did.
No, I'm sorry. It's not raid. It's Riyadh. And then basically what you're supposed to do is forgot to move them up here. Every time you play a word, you draw tiles equal to so that you get 7 back in your hand. So I can actually do something, you know, I could do the type of shit that I usually do in this game. What is... Well, this will probably be one of the last moves we play because I'm pretty sure I'm about to ram it home. So off this letter O right here, I got a Q. I also got a U. So I got Q, U, O. I'm going to put a T down here, and I'm going to put an A, and we got quota. However, the Q is on a triple letter score, so that's 30 points. So 30, 31, 32, 33, and then the A is also on a triple, so that's 36 points. So you basically, I take my Scrabble very seriously. I literally was just drinking hot tea out of a mug that says, Scrabble, it's your word against mine. I have a fucking mug that says that, so... Fanjamon, oh baby, a triple! So we got... I am playing with the board sideways. I figured that'd be the easiest way for people to see it. But... when I saw this in the store, right, the first one I saw was the little Connect 4 pen, and I'm gonna put these letters like all in the same pile real quick so that we don't potentially lose any of them. I saw this one first, and when I saw this on the packaging, I don't quite remember what it said on the packaging, but it was like real miniature playable Connect 4 with game pieces. I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. And then I saw on the same, hanging next to it on the shelf, Scrabble Pen. And I'm like, don't tell me that that's a real working Lights and Sounds mini Scrabble. And sure enough, looking on the thing, it had a picture on like the back of the packaging that had it unfolded with the letter. Like, it was set up like people were actually playing Scrabble. It looked like the back of an actual board game with like the little tile racks. You know, this was unfolded and these were all set around it in a circle with the letters perfectly on there and some words already spelled. And you know you're never going to get anywhere close to that when you're playing Scrabble for micros, right? You know what I mean? I think those flat metal pieces were stuck inside the...
I was going to say, that's how you move it around.
Maybe, but it looks like there was glue on that, so I thought it was stuck in there because it's supposed to also magnetize to your tile rack. But I don't know. Like I said, these are, you know, I always joke about things that have been in the Gatorbox prop closet forever, for years. These have literally been like on my to-do list of things to write about for my nostalgic pop culture blog that I'm currently working for this year since I was in high school. That's insane. And I figure we could wrap up these pens here, because I know that the longer we have the Scrabble pieces out, the higher the likelihood of us losing them. So I'll tell you what I'll do real quick, is I'm actually just going to move this whole thing carte blanche. I'm going to go set it way far away, so just give me the bag, I'll put that there. I don't think we're missing any pieces, so I'm just going to pick this whole thing up.
Trips.
Oh, don't even.
Trips and
Don't
falls.
even. Don't even. Don't even. Thanks for checking out this video. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't. Either way, your feedback is appreciated. And you can also subscribe to GatorBox if you like this content and want to see more of it from us. Catch us live Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/GatorBox. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so at patreon.com/GatorBox or streamlabs.com/GatorBox.